As old as time, song as old as rhyme.
Hi guys, so if you want to know how to create this look for Belle from Beauty and the Beast for Halloween, make sure you keep watching. So the first thing you'll need to do for this look is to create your base makeup. I'm going to start with Miss Sporty concealer underneath my eyes, around my lips and on any kind of blemishes. Then I'm going to blend this one in just with a cosmetic sponge. Once you've concealed, you can then move on to your foundation. I'm going to use the No7 compact foundation in shade Calico, just because this one gives a really nice smooth finish and it's lovely and matte as well. This one tends to be more my winter foundation just because it's a bit thicker, but we are moving into autumn now, so it's allowed, I think. This one also comes with a really nice sponge applicator, so you can get it into all those little areas. You put it slightly underneath and down your neck as well, so you don't get any kind of lines where your face ends. Now, to make sure this one stays on really nice and matte as well, I'm also going to use the No7 Translucent Perfect Light Loose Powder on top, just because I like the fact it's translucent, so it's not going to add too much colour into the look, but it's also going to really mattify it. Although with this one you do have to be careful because it does tend to come out quite a lot in the pot. I'm also just going to use a normal face brush with it, a normal powder brush. And I think this is a No7 powder brush as well. I'm very feeling the No7 today. And this one I'm just going to buff all over the face. I'm then going to move on to contouring using my Chisel Cheeks contour kit. You guys know I love this one. It is my absolute favourite. For this one I'm just going to take a little bit of the bronzing shade and a little bit of the darker contouring shade together with an angled contouring brush and place it underneath my cheekbones, because we're looking for just a very light contour for this one. I'm then going to take just a normal blusher brush and my, again, No7 blush in shade Honey, and I'm going to pop this just on the apples of my cheeks. Because for this princessy look, they all tend to have a lot of blush on, but I want to keep it fairly subtle and correct for your skin tone as well. So I'm going to buff this onto the apples of my cheeks and then slightly up onto my cheekbones as well, just to blend it all in. See, that's already added a lot of definition to my face with the cheekbones and the blushing. We're then going to go on to a slight bit of highlighting, not a lot, just a little bit. So I'm going to use my favourite Kiko Radiant Touch highlighter. This is one I always tend to use for most looks, and I'm going to pop that just on my forehead, along my nose and on the top of my cheekbones where I've just done my blush. I tend to just rub this one in a little bit with my fingers because I find it's the easiest way to blend it. Again, I want this really subtle for this one, so I'm not kind of strobing or anything, just adding a little more definition and a little bit of brightness, because the Disney princesses are all about the brightness. Onto the apples of my cheeks as well. The last bit I'm going to do for my base makeup is my eyebrows, because we need perfect brows. Obviously every Disney princess has a perfect brow, so I'm going to use my Benefit Browzing. This is in the shade Dark. I'm just going to follow the natural line of my brows for this one. You don't need to do anything too major with them. That's our base makeup done. We're going to move straight onto the eyes. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit just so you can see them as I'm doing it. First thing I'm going to use is my Naked Smoky palette from Urban Decay. This is like my new favourite palette. I love it to pieces. And the shade I'm going to put all over my eyelids is the shade Combust. I show you. So this one hasn't got a lot of shimmer tone to it. And it's just a really, really nice nude shade just to prep your lids. You can use a lid primer if you would like to, but I'm just not for this look. So that was just going all over our eyelids. I'm going to blend it up slightly into the crease because that's where we're going to take this look in a minute. Now I've got the base done, I'm then going to add on the shade Dirty Sweet from the same palette, and this one's going to go on the outer corner of my eyes, slightly blending into the crease. I'm using the fluffy brush that came with the palette just because I think this is a really good one to use. This shade also has a really nice shimmer to it, so it's going to start adding those sort of shimmery and bright tones that we know for the Disney princesses. Make sure you start getting this one into the crease. Now the last shade I'm going to pop onto my eyes is from the World's Famous Neutrals Benefit palette, and it's the shade Kiss Me I'm Tipsy, which this is a lovely dark shade right in the corner of your crease, just to add a final bit of definition. Again, I'm using the same brush just to build on that colour. Make sure you blend this one really nicely into the lids of your eyes as well, to really bring it all together. Now the last bit I'm going to do for eyeshadow with a clean makeup brush is from the Makeup Revolution palette, and it's this white shade. This is going to go right in the inner corner of my eyes, blending it down slightly as well, because this is going to really help to open up the eyes and give that really wide-eyed look. Next we need to move on to eyeliner. I'm using two for this look. On my top lid I'm going to use the black Maybelline gel liner, and I'm going to use just an angled liner brush with this one. You may need to wet your brush slightly to help it go on a bit smoother. So this one's just going to go along your lid. Make sure you get this as close to your lashes as you possibly can. Once you've lined your top lid, you can use the same black eyeliner to do a little flick out. Nothing too dramatic, just something a little bit glam. Now that you've lined your top lid, you can line your bottom lids. I'm choosing to use the Fantasy shade from Lush. This is such a gorgeous gold colour. It has a lot of shimmer in it as well, which is really going to help to open up those eyes. So I'm just going to take this and line the outer corner of my bottom lashes. And I can join it up with the little flick I've already done. This is also going to help tie it into the kind of yellowy gold colour of the dress as well. Now we know those Disney princesses have amazingly long lashes, so I'm choosing to use the Benefit They're Real mascara in the shade Black, because we know this one really does open up those eyes and make your lashes look super long. This is one of my favourites to use. So we're going to line both the top and bottom lashes for this one, and make sure you get as many as you can, including in the inner corner. If you want to add false lashes, you can add them in at this point, because that will also help to create that doll-like look that you're looking for. The last bit I'm going to add in is to create those gorgeous pouty pink lips that Belle has. So I'm going to use the Mememe Lip Glide in, what colour is this? Playful Peach. And I'm going to do this all over my lips. So there we have it, your finished look for Belle from Beauty and the Beast. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and click that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon for another tutorial.